Hello everyone, our stats project is about why does it take you so long to do your homework? And it's by Angelina Attia and Abraham Nadhiri.
The U.S. News reports that the average U.S. high school student spends 17.5 hours per week on homework, which is about 3.5 hours per day. The Common Sense Media, a family technology education nonprofit group, their article states that the average teen spends 9 hours per day on social media. Our rationale behind this project is that students at Manual find themselves working very late on homework at night. Some might say, "Oh, I stay up till 2 a.m. working on this English project." But usually it's because of procrastination, distractions at home, or it might be because of the classes that they have. An article by Jacobson Force says, our findings indicate that electronic media use is negatively associated with grades.
Some other potential issues that contribute to the longevity of homework is social media, and that's primarily due to students not being able to exercise a self-control and not being able to basically put down their phones and stop utilizing the social media venues that are out there. The next issue is quantity over quality, and that's a teacher-driven issue. That is when teachers assign enormous amounts of homework that do not help students with comprehension and understanding concepts in class, and over time, students begin to resort to copying, looking up answers on the internet, and in extreme cases, incompletion. Another issue that we identified before starting our experiment or our survey was the home environment and basically not having a nice, quiet place to study, etc., and work/extracurriculars. So this is what we hope to find with our survey. We hope to find potential distractions for high school students and if our data is synonymous with other research. So we're going to move into our methodology and sampling process. We first began with identifying the population, which is Manual students, and our sampling method was a convenience sample. This means that mainly consists of volunteers and people that we asked around our school to complete our Google form. So this is what the Google form looks like. It's a series of multiple choice and checks questions. We conducted questions consisting of, so our population was all of Manual students, and our sample consisted of 87 individuals. We collected information. So as you can see here, about 69% of the people were female and about 27% were male. We had a majority of the people here were white, but we also had a large chunk who were Asian, Black, and mixed race. We have a wide assortment of different magnets that go to a Manual school, and but the majority of the people here are sophomores for grade level. So we also looked at a histogram of the number of household members, and it looks to be a normal distribution with a mean of about 4.4. So that means about 68% of the people have between 3 to 6 people in their household. So the different questions we asked were, how many AP classes do you take? What's the average amount of time it takes you to complete your homework? Do you participate in any extracurriculars? Do you have a job? Do you have any home duties that you need to take care of? Things like that. So for number 3, we're listing our findings. So what does the hard data say? So 3.469 hours is the average amount of time spent on homework daily by Manual students. And 11th graders spend the most time doing their homework. But the really shocking statistic that we found was 93.8% of students use their phones while studying. So we sort of broke it down here by grade, magnet, and gender. So we looked at the different averages for the hours spent doing homework. It seems to be here that juniors had the highest average of time, as well as the J and C magnet. So we also looked at the total statistics. So the total mean was about 3 hours, the mode was 3 hours, the variance was about 2.15 hours, and the range in total was about 8 hours. So here we sort of wanted to look at a correlation between AP classes and the time to do homework. So the number of AP classes range from 0 to 8, and the amount of homework, it seems to have a positive correlation, but according to the correlation coefficient and the coefficient of determination, it doesn't seem to be a very strong relationship between AP classes and the time doing homework. We also looked at the difference between the correlation between extracurriculars and homework time. This seems to have sort of a negative relationship. However, the R values and the R squared are still very, very small, and it's a weak relationship. So we also looked at other potential distractions. So phone usage was definitely a big one. The majority of the people, about 93.8%, according to the population of successes, And we also split up the phone usage into the different types. So most of it was, the mode was to look up information, but people also used it to listen to music and to check social media. The next relationship we looked at was home duties versus homework, and that basically was the amount of time spent on chores and taking care of children at home, things like that, versus homework time. As you can see here, we found a line of trend, and the R value, or the coefficient, was very weak, and it shows a negative relationship. The R squared value, the coefficient of determination, was also very, very small, and it shows that it does not have a very strong linear relationship. So we looked at the potential distractions. Phone usage was about 93.8% according to the proportion of successes, and there are many different types of phone usage, such as movies or entertainment, look up information, check social media, listen to music, with the most popular being to look up information. Other potential distractions were chores, extracurriculars, music or other sounds. Some people said none, TV technology, and family members. So the conclusions that we came up with were, what's the biggest time waster? Definitely social media and phone usage. And it plagues about most of the population, which is a pretty big issue. So most of the relationships we defined here as being factors in homework longevity did not have strong linear relationships. And the majority of the people used their phones during study, and on average, they performed worse in terms of how long. A way to help with these issues of using social media extensively is to utilize some program that inhibits the use of social media for, let's say, a couple of hours until you finish your homework, and it blocks those websites off your phone or laptop, or even just putting your phone away and giving it to your mom or something to hold you accountable. Thank you.